All right, this is the Magic 8-Ball app. And this is probably the first one that you guys are doing on your own that you're following directions for. You may have done some experimenting in App Inventor up to this point, but now we're following directions and making an actual app. So pretty cool. If you've ever seen an actual Magic 8-Ball, it's an 8-ball that you shake, you ask it a question, and it's like a fortune teller, and it gives you the answer to it. So that's what I have here. I can give this a question, something like, will I be a billionaire? And then when I tap on the 8-ball, it gives me the answer I want. Or maybe it doesn't give me the answer I want. I don't know. Depends on who you are, I guess. But anyway, that's what we're making. So let me walk you through this Google Doc, kind of preview some things that are going to come up for you, and you can also come back to this video for help whenever you need to. First of all, it says view this document not in print layout. What that means is if you come to the View menu and you make sure that print layout is not checked, I'll show you the difference here. So like right here, you see I have step 5 and then a picture. Well, if I view it in print layout, it makes every page like a printable piece of paper, and there's a bunch of room here between step 5 and my picture. Not doing print layout makes this look nicer. Right, so for this class, pretty much all of our documents are going to be viewed not in print layout. Okay, so the first couple steps walk you through how do you actually get into App Inventor and start a new project. And then really going through step 14. So yeah, steps 1 through 14 is a guided tour of how App Inventor works. So if you follow the directions, it shows you how do you drag a component into the viewer. Let me give you this guided tour really briefly. So in App Inventor, you have your palette. In your palette, you have drawers. You have a user interface drawer, a layout drawer, a media drawer, drawing and animation drawer, etc. In all of these drawers are components. And these components are things that you can drag into your viewer to use in your app. Your viewer looks like a layout of a phone, but it's just the layout. It just helps you adjust the layout. You can't actually use this. I click on this, nothing happens. I can't type anything in here. Click on this, nothing happens. It just helps me see how things are laid out. If you want to actually use it, that's when you need either your emulator on your Chromebook or either a tablet or an Android phone or something like that. Okay, so you have your viewer that helps you lay things out. You have your components panel, which tells you everything that's in your app. And then you have the properties, which every component has different properties. These are the properties for button 1. These are the properties for my question box, my ask button, my button 1. I can change the properties. So I can change the background color of button 1 to be magenta. I can change the font size to be bigger. And I can change the width to fill my screen, fill parent, right? And so you can see how changing these properties changed my button, and in a second, it'll shoot all that information here over to my app. Okay, so steps 1 through 14 is just that guided tour to help you get to know App Inventor a little bit better. Step 15 begins how to make the Magic 8-Ball. So in your designer view, oh, by the way, I forgot that part. Designer view, this is where you lay it out. The blocks view, this is how you actually program the components. So as you walk through, you'll see how that works. Okay, so in your designer view, it says drag in or rename text box 1 to question box. What we mean by renaming is like, so you see I have question box, ask button, answer label. We're not going to be naming things their default names. So if I add buttons in here, you'll see I got button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, okay? As you start adding components, you start to lose track of what button does what, especially when you're programming. So what we do instead is we name the buttons to describe what they do. So my button 1 right here, I'm going to rename it something like answer button. I'm not just going to name it answer, I'm going to name it answer button, because if I don't do that, if I have answer button and answer label, well, what if they were just called answer and answer? I don't remember which one's the button and which one's the label. So we rename it answer button, answer label, something like that. So keep the type of component in your name. When you're changing properties here, so it says click on the question box and change the following properties in the properties panel. Okay, so I'll go to my question box, that's this. Change the following properties in the properties panel. Width set to fill parent. Okay, so I'm going to come to width, set my property to fill parent. Hint, change the hint property to ask me a question. Question box, hint, ask me a question. If you look at the app, okay, the hint is what's already written in the box when I go to it. So the hint is like it's asking the user what to type into the box. And then font size, set that to 20. So my font size here, the question box, my font size becomes 20. Okay, downloading an image. When you click on a link here, it will open this image up in a new tab. So here we go, this is my Magic 8 Ball image. If you click on the download button, you can download it somewhere to your Chromebook. It might go into your downloads folder. You could ask it to save it to your computer science folder, something like that, but save it in there. And then when it is time to, there's my ask button, set the image, you come to the image property, upload the file, and then click OK, and then it'll be there. So that is how you upload an image. And after you go through it, it tells you how to program it, and then at the end, you have your Magic 8 Ball. With extra time, this is how you're going to experiment with these things with any extra time you have. Anyway, when you're done, you'll have a pretty cool Magic 8 Ball app that you can customize and make your own and have a lot of fun with. So there you go. That is the Magic 8 Ball program. Enjoy.